the issue of what's happening with the ports and so forth, is there any efforts being made to prevent price gouging just in the event that, things don't go the way it should? Thank you.
Very good question. That's one of the main concerns we had yesterday when speaking to the major supermarkets. I didn't mention before which supermarkets I spoke to. I spoke to Costco, Carrefour, Divico, Prime, and one more. I think I spoke, and Sunny Foods. And that was actually our main, because what can happen, there can be some reshuffling or rerouting of goods. And depending on what those goods are, we have told them that as soon as if rerouting could mean more expense, could be expensive. Maybe the shipping expenses could be passed on to the price. So we asked each and every one of them to please inform us if there's an uptick in price so that Economic Affairs is aware of it and that it's not passed on and that some of the supermarkets won't feel the need that, I raised it because all these prices came up. No, it's specifically this particular product. So we are really, really and truly paying close attention to that. Very important. Food already as it is expensive. So that's one of the main things that we're looking at. That's why we met with all of them. Another stakeholder I want to meet with is all the, I haven't had time yet, but I'm going to try sometime today, is to meet with the shipping companies as well to see what effects they have on that and what they're doing to mitigate this. So hopefully I'll have an update on that as well.
Thank you,
Jacqueline?
Minister. Jacqueline?
Minister, the former Minister of Romy, on his last day in office, 2nd of May, issued a permit for a beach bar next to Character Beach Bar, and that was picked up a week later. Did you give a permit for beach activities, renting of chairs, water sports activities?
Personally, not that I can recall, but that's something I can look into and internally and see if that was done. But personally, no, I have not. Yes. Can I answer the question I would love to answer that question that you posed to the Prime Minister to find a way to decrease food pricing. It's a multifaceted approach, and I'm actually trying to approach it in many ways. And you heard me already talk about agriculture being important to become more self-sufficient. I spoke to you guys actually informally about that. That's important for me. But also, we are looking at using, I hope I can remember the name of the software, Dasakura, I forgot the name of it, but this software is a digital software that anytime now we get the receipts in, we can digitally get it in, and then we can finally see the prices that are coming in digitally, because right now every receipt is being put in manually. So maybe digitizing all the foods that are coming in as well can help us also mitigate pricing. I'm trying to revisit the basket of goods, see if is it really something we want to continue with, or we want to change it up, things like that. And also maybe now finding ways to structurally see internally what can we grow and what can we protect and make cheaper, or maybe strengthen the basket of goods. Different ways to drop food prices. But I understand, I feel it myself, believe it or not. I have to shop in 3 or 4 different supermarkets and to get the best of the best prices. I'm not going to mention where I go, because I don't want to give a shameless plug, but I know how it feels, how expensive things are. So that is something I feel every day myself personally. So I'm going to make sure find a way to bring down the prices. We all have to eat, but not at the expense of others, if you understand what I mean. Yes?
Prime Minister, you also the formateur. Can you provide some information as to how the formation process has been coming along, and whether or not you will be presenting the report as is requested by the governor in a timely manner?
Yes, very good. As you know, I have been requested to become formateur of the new government of St. Martin. And as you know too, an intention declaration has been signed already between the coalition partners. Secondly, a governing accord also has been signed by the coalition partners. The third one that will be signed soon is the governing program. I will come back on that, why we did not sign it yet. Concerning the candidates for the different political parties forming part of the coalition, the candidates has been identified already. As a formateur, I have collected all the necessary documents necessary to submit to the VDSM, the Veiligheidsdienst Sint Maarten, to the Procureur-Generaal, the Attorney General, and also to the Governor. So far already that these documents has been submitted already to these three entities. So the formation in time span now is not in my hands anymore, and that was also the last time the case that they thought that the formateur was not efficient enough. The formateur is on schedule. The documents of all identified candidate ministers are submitted to the VDSM, to the Attorney General, and to the Governor. And now it's in the hands of those entities to give me feedback on their end conclusion of their screenings process for me to move forward with presenting my mission to form a government. Of course, intermittent, I'm making my phone calls also, and please, let's move forward as soon as possible to install a government. And until now, I get the information that they're not expecting anything that is going to hamper a formation on a short term. That is the impression that I'm getting by my phone calls and contacts that I have with the entities.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurances.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to remember to help keep you and your family safe. If you're not in an area that is advised to evacuate and you decide to stay in your home, plan for adequate supplies in case you lose power and water for several days and you're not able to leave due to flooding or blocked roads. This hurricane season, make a family emergency communication plan. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the Positive Foundation and the Electrolytes Foundation, in collaboration as well with the Still Beautiful Foundation, has kicked off the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Of course, we're having our pink parade in honor of survivors, those who have lost the fight, and those who are still going through the fight. That happens on October 4th, Friday. We gather at the University of St. Martin and we go through Phillipsburg. This year, we're taking a shorter route. We're actually going to go past the government administration building, the former government administration building, up to Front Street, all the way via the post office alley, heading down Front Street, coming around Back Street, and back to the University of St. Martin. We also have our Pink Sunset sale happening on Saturday, October 5th. Aquamania Adventures. This year, we are set to have 3 catamarans. This is definitely an exciting venture for us. We usually have 2 boats. This year, we're having 3 boats. There's still a few tickets left, so if you're interested in the Pink Sunset sale, please contact Aquamania Adventures for your tickets. October 18th and 19th, St. Martin Medical Center is having a breast cancer symposium. It is called Breast Cancer in the Caribbean. That is October 18th and 19th. Please visit the St. Martin Medical Center Facebook page for ways how you can register for this event.
This is news that will delight many residents of the region. Bus Line 2 of the Public Transportation Network officially opened this morning. This new route connecting the Marigot bus station to Terre Basse strengthens the public transport offer, making travel easier for residents and visitors. Bus Line 2, which covers a strategic distance, will serve several neighborhoods and places of interest, including Sandy Ground, Nettle Bay, and Terre Basse, a rapidly expanding area. With this new connection, local authorities hope to relieve traffic congestion, reduce travel times, and further encourage the use of public transportation, thereby contributing to a more sustainable environment.
The line that we have, probably it was dead, but we revive it, is the line that is doing Saint-Laurent, Marigot, Concordia, Agrima. As you can see, it's a line that was really useful because our elderly people needed that line. And as you can see now, you can get to go to EDF, you can go to the Social Security, you can go to the CCESM, you can go to the schools easily just for €1. You can go by the senior citizen home. All of that is done right now at a very low cost, €1, and you're sure that the transportation that you're taking is secure. If there's an accident, you'll be well taken in charge. They have a life insurance, and you're guaranteed that the transportation that you're taking is covering all your security needs. In the next term, you can see that since school have opened, we have less traffic on the road, because at the foot of Concordia, you don't have that bottleneck traffic anymore, where you have the cars that is coming from St. Jean that are back up and waiting because someone is stopping to the foot of Concordia Road. All the persons who wants to go to Concordia, they just have to come at the Gare Routière, and the bus will take them straight up to Concordia. There's no waiting time. So as you can see, it is very useful, the line that we put in place, and that we are avoiding, what I'm saying is that the bottleneck that it have on the post office road, because no buses shouldn't run on the post office road, but people still stands up on that road to take a bus to go Saint-Laurent. Normally, you have to go on the next road, what we would call that, on the road, the Market Road, and there you will take your bus and go to Saint-Laurent. So as you can see, since school have opened, we didn't have any major traffic jams in Marigot. I know before we would have major traffic jams when school opened, and thank God the traffic is flowing real nice. You can go from point A to point B in Marigot easily for a while. We must say thanks to our controllers that it is being done in that way, and we'll emphasize on it. We have much more improvement coming because there are studies done on the transportation in general. There will be changes, so expect changes in the transportation department. Nevertheless, until then, we'll get back to you. We'll keep communicating with you, the public, and giving you all the information possible.
Update on the load shedding, and also what is the status of the billing Prime Minister, 3 or more years after the hack, there are people that are still receiving inaccurate bill, and some of them not even receiving bill. And if you can also address the issue of the fuel clause. We've heard a lot about a fuel clause, a lot of things that are being added to the fuel clause that has skyrocketed the electricity bill on St. Martin. Have you looked into this, and do you have a solution for it?
Yes, first, the load shedding that we are still experiencing, although in a less frequency than in the past. First, we had a load shedding that had to do, in general, that we felt, though, a peak moment of intense repetition of load shedding that had to do, and that we have explained already, that had to do with a desynchronizing of the frequency of the units, especially the generator ones with the national grid. That problem has been solved. And secondly, the load shedding that we are still experiencing has to do that we have, of course, just enough capacity to supply the island, the community. But the moment that we disconnect the generator for routine servicing and maintenance, we immediately experience the load shedding. That is also one of the reasons that I proposed to GEBE to see if we could not buy the So Energy Session part of the new containers. That's the ones that we have already, the 10 megawatts. This deal we had in a rent agreement. So Energy is not so sensitive to transform that contract in a rent-to-own concept. But we are with CMAC that is now busy with the bringing in the 20 megawatt containers. And the CMAC is those sensitive. We are doing now a study to see, because it's an investment again, to purchase 10 extra containers. We are now in the study to really see if we're going to take the decision to still order an additional 10 megawatt from CMAC, like we did already for the 10 that are coming, for the 20 megawatt that is coming in. So we're going to take in the coming 2 to 3 weeks a decision if we're going to disconnect from continuing discussion with So Energy to transform what we have here in rent-to-own and leave them go back with their containers and switch over to a definitive decision with CMAC for the 20 megawatt containerized generators. Secondly, realizing my concern for guarantee of stability for supply of energy for the community of St. Martin. We have, thank God, soon the treatment of the amended budget for 2024 for St. Martin. I have signed it yesterday, so it went to Parliament, so I expect any time for us to start in Parliament with the discussion of the amended version, that is for 2024. And I have already accommodated a loan for the purchasing of the 3 big units that has always been our fundamental problem for the supply of energy, being, for example, generator number 19, where if we look back in history, it all started with when this one disconnected from the grid. So once the amended budget of 2024, we're not even doing the 2025, I have the good hope that we are going to be even able to treat 2025 before calendar year change for County St. Martin. But I even accommodated, anticipating on my proactiveness for the energy for St. Martin. I already included the amount that I think it's approximately 42 million that I'm going to negotiate, in which I have discussed already with BZK for us to already have it approved in the budget of 2024. Once it's approved, I have the authority to start the negotiations that we started already, but now it's to take decision to order the 9 megawatt generator units, and that we spoke of in the past, that were the expensive ones that we need to definitively stabilize the grid and actually balance back with what we have failed with in the past. And parallel to that, of course, to continue or to progress in investment to develop renewable energy for country St. Martin, because that will be the future of the world. But as I said in the past already, you cannot correct deficiencies and insufficiencies and lack of decision of the past with renewable energy. You have to put back the place in stability on a short term with what you have been working with. And once you have that stable base, we're going to move forward and progressively shift the accent to renewable green energy. And that has our complete attention also for the future concerning sustainable energy supply for St. Martin.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurances.
It's a pleasure to be here this evening, and I thank the organizing committee, and I thank the tourist office and the Minister of Tourism, the Prime Minister, and all the invited guests. To God be the glory. Because I've been battered, bruised, and torn, but I'm still here. There were many days I thought I could not make it, but Lord, I'm still here. Because it's not about me, it's about St. Martin. St. Martin is my home, and I tell everybody I have nowhere to go. And my dedication in the industry of Mullet Bay and the tourism was all legitimate, because I started from the bottom. And I was very arrogant, I was very adamant when Mr. Louis Nelson Peters, I'll never forget his name, God bless him, with his French Quarter, New York attitude. He sent me to wash pots and dishes in a kitchen. I just came back from Curacao, from the Lyceum of Curacao. I said, no, you gotta be crazy, man. You ain't serious. Every department we went in, they used to tell me, watch out yourself, I'll beat you up, And it was all for my good. My last position in Mullet Bay was Executive Vice President, Special Assistant to the Chairman of the Board, the Honorable Honorable Hushang Ansari. We have a wealth of training. We managed Mullet Bay together with persons like Stephanie and a lot others. And the only thing I would like to ask and beg the authority and the minister, we need to pay more emphasis on our little beautiful island. St. Martin needs a manager that goes around and sees things and correct it. When you travel and you come back is when you see it. St. Martin needs a lot of improvement if we're going to really be competitive. We have all the ingredients to make it happen, but we need people that are going to persevere and stand up for what we believe in. And what we believe in is our little island, St. Martin. God has blessed us so far during the hurricane season, and we have to give thanks. God knows we have to give thanks, because it could have been really, really, really bad. But through it all, He's been here with us. And I would like to thank you. I wish you a pleasant evening. My wife of 45 years, she looks like a teenager, but she's been with me through thick and thin. And I love you very much. I'll continue to love you. And together we'll make it happen. In Jesus' name. Amen.
A couple of years ago, a young lady who I happened to know when she was almost 5 or 6 years old, running around at her mother's workplace, Callaloo. Those of you who don't remember, Callaloo was a little restaurant down the road here in the alley across from Holland House. This young lady I wouldn't say harassed, but she keep insisting to me that she wants to record me and get to talk to me about the past and about the airport. And after about 6 phone calls, she said, you have to come Thursday because Varner Jacob's coming too. I said, where are we going? She said, we're going up on Fort Amsterdam Hill, and we're going to film from up there. So obviously Fort Amsterdam, you had to park down below, and this young lady put me to walk quite a distance. And when we get where we had to go under a tree, we literally had to sit down and wait and rest and draw our breath. And she recorded together with a gentleman from DCOM. She did ask some questions. That lady is none other than Claudia. Claudia, where are you? I understand, and I'm going to say it, I understand that because of that video recording, I was added to the list and to be here this evening. And I called Maylene. I said, Maylene, I didn't work in tourism. Why am I on this list? And she said, well, you're not coming. I said, it's not about not coming, but I need to know how this is happening. Obviously, I need to know that. And then she says, well, I don't know yet because I didn't see the final list. And come anyway, make sure you come. And so I gave some thought. And I'm here to receive the award, not for Marcel, but for the team that I joined back in 1975 at Juliana Airport. I'm talking about the air traffic controllers. I'm talking about names, people who were there before me, people like Junior Williams, who studied air traffic control in Trinidad, people like Jane Christian, the first female air traffic controller on the islands of the Netherlands Antilles, people like Elton Jones, people like Marius Flawn, people like Larry Dunker, people like David Simmons, people like Frankie DeViva. All of these are people, and together with the team that's up on the hill now by Maho, the air traffic controllers. It's a profession I served this country in for 14 years. And as they say then, and as we continue to say now, air traffic controllers are the one that you never see. Every survey that was made in the history of aviation, when you ask the passenger, Who do you hope had a good day? They will tell you the pilot, the captain. Nowhere, no one ever mentions the air traffic controller because people don't see them, you don't hear about them, and they don't boast, they don't talk. But they are the key factor in any setting, in any country in the world where aviation is concerned. That is why, in my days, there was a sticker, very popular in the United States. It says, air traffic controllers tell pilots where to go. Because without the air traffic controller, the pilot can't go anywhere. And he cannot pull the handbrakes, nor pull off the road in the air, because there's no parking space in air. So, I will accept this award this evening on behalf of those who were there before me in the tower and those who are there now, because they deserve it. Besides that, we tend to forget too quick and too often the developments and the people that made a contribution in the earlier days. And I'm referring in tourism, in aviation, people like Commissioner Sam Hazel, who was responsible for aviation and the airport for many years. People like Van Spanje, the first airport manager, who had nothing to do, nothing to work with. People like Buddy Scottbar, people like Frank Arnell, and most of all, people like Raphael Christian, assistant airport manager, who was instrumental, together with Commissioner Hazel, when the opportunity came for an air traffic control school in Curacao to get students from St. Martin admitted to that school so that St. Martin can start building its own corps of air traffic controllers. I was in the second class, the second year. They were in the first year. So I will dedicate it to those and to people in aviation. And Minister, Bernard said so many things that was going through my mind, and he got a good point and a lot of those points. And where is concerned, again, I'm going to throw a pitch for the air traffic controllers. We should not be, and we should not leave happen to us what happened to an aircraft manufacturing company. Just look at the bottom line for profit and forget safety and security. So I make an appeal to pay some attention to the air traffic controllers at Juliana Airport. And I will take the award and place it up there. That's what it's supposed to be.